everyone, and welcome back to Rebooked, the show where we talk about the big, meaty men and women who be slapping the meat in the middle of the ring and the stories they tell in the process, brother. I'm, of course, GB, the man yelling at you right now. We have the one and only TNA's Matt Rehwoldt in the house, and as always, the brain of Rebooked. It's Jake Bennett here today to yap about some stuff. We got a lot of good things to talk about because there's been a lot of wild things happening across all the promotions in wrestling narratively, and that's what we do here at Rebooked. We talk about the storylines that compel us, that interest us most, and more importantly, we yap about all the fun stuff here. Make sure if you get involved, you want to get involved in Rebooked community, you can check us out, rebookedpod.com. You can also click on Discord icon, or Discord link, in the description. There, you can go to Discord, you can join us there. Also, hit the bell icon. Found out a lot of people don't hit the bell icon. It's like a lot. It's like we have like 5% of our subscribers, which I think is quite telling for us. As a
notifications, all notifications,
yeah.
not
all
some,
notifications,
all notifications on, because sometimes the shorts feed is overloading the YouTube homepage, and so even when our new episodes pop up, you may not see it, even if you're subscribed.
Exactly.
So yes, every channel you will hear these call to actions because it's crazy out here.
It's just streets. How the platform that we distribute our stuff operates. But speaking of that platform, we do want to thank everyone, 2,100 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. And of course, if you want to check us out, leave a comment, leave a review. We'll read some of them if you guys want to leave them on like podcast platforms. We'll only read. We'll read the good ones, and then maybe we'll read some of the bad ones for fun, for funsies, just
but there won't be any.
But there won't be any.
Because we're awesome.
This is the best show. This is the best narrative-based wrestling YouTube podcast on the internet, and no one can tell you otherwise, because I'm pretty sure there's not many others. That being said, fellas, good to be back with y'all again. Of course, it takes us, we've been always asking our community questions, and our community is always telling us things. And Jake, this week, there's been a lot of conversation about what's going to happen with Double or Nothing, because MJF is going to be fighting for that world title again, his world title, quote unquote, that he lost to Darby Allin, mistakenly. And this comes from Ronico Keith, I want to say his name is. He says, I think most folks feel like he's going to drop the belt back to MJF, and he probably is, Darby Allin, but I say they should let him hold on to it a little bit longer. Do you agree with that, Jake? Do you think Darby should hold on to the title past Double or Nothing, or is this run exactly what was needed?
Well, I guess we're not saving this for the AEW.
No. We can talk about it. We'll talk about it further in AEW. But just a quick thing. Do you agree with this person? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I like the trepidatious yes. That should tell you that we're going to talk more about this later on. But of course, I just wanted to say briefly on this. Like, I think the discourse, Matt, around this has been very fun, just because a lot of people are like, I think like there is this like sense that, oh yeah, he could lose it, or he is going to lose it, because it just makes sense. But I do like that a lot of the people, when you hear them talking about this, there like really is uncertainty, because you don't quite know. Did they make the right call with the hair? Was the hair the right call in the end?
No, it's fine.
It's fine,
but no.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It's like, we'll talk.
We'll talk more about it. We'll talk more about it. But I like all this. I like all this because I agree. But I also am like, I also like what they've been doing with it. But we're gonna.
Sure. Yeah. Agree as well.
And that's where I think it's going to get very fascinating. That being said, though, we always do a poll as well. Scan, our editor, sets up a poll and asks the community their thoughts. And this is another one. We're going to talk more about this later on, but this is another one. Kind of sets the tone for what is going to be in this episode. Because the question was, do you think Jacob Fatu has a real chance at beating Roman for the title? And now for a while, this was a 50-50 poll where like people were like not sure. And it finally broke away where Jacob will fall short, but it's only a 10% break here, which means a lot of people are also, Matt, just unsure of like how this is going to go. And it kind of feels like that is the theme right now. There's a lot of uncertainty across professional wrestling, whether it's WWE, AEW, and now even TNA as well with what happened at Impact this week.
Yeah.
Real fast though, do you agree with the community, Matt? Do you think Jacob has a real chance or doesn't have a real chance? Excuse me. We'll dive more later,
we'll dive more later, but I think he has a chance. I think he has more than a lot of, let's just put it this way, and I'll get into it later. I think he has a much higher chance than a lot of post WrestleMania champions, face.
Yeah.
We've talked about that theme before, but we'll expand on that later.
Jake, you're on that path as well?
Yes.
Yes, I like this. I wanted to set this up early because I wanted to give people the idea, like, what's happening, what are we expecting, or what should we be expecting, and this kind of is ripe for us to speculate, have fun with, because as I mentioned before, there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and there's a lot of people just don't quite know where these stories are taking us, and we'll of course dive into all of that, but we'll save that for a second. Let's go to our WTF wall, which the graphic didn't work because obviously the Stream Deck hates me. And there you go, WTF wall. So this week, we don't have a lot, but this one I thought was quite fun. And Jake, you had shared it, and it's worth, of course, sharing. So apparently there was could you set the stage for this, actually, Jake? Because did this happen or did someone add this?
So last week sometime, there was a Chicago Cubs game where during an at-bat, the power went out briefly.
Okay.
And it came back on.
Yeah.
And so...
Was it a home game? Was this Wrigley?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
No, because he's wearing blue. It would be white if you were home.
Touche.
And someone added a sound effect to it.
Let's see.
Of course, when the power went out. Can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear. Oh no.
We can't hear it.
You can't. It actually came across on the it came across on the thing. I'm gonna see if I could reroute this. The sound was genuinely hilarious. Where
someone added the Undertaker gong to the power going out and coming.
You hearing this now?
God.
No. Oh, there it is.
Yes.
And then his reaction right there to and then it comes back on with a gong.
That's too good.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. No, that was a solid one. That was a solid one. And I got the audio working. Yeah. So proud of myself for that. On the fly production, folks. This is what a 15-year career in live production does for you. No, that was pretty damn cool. It would have been better if like the umpire just popped up behind him or something like that. It's like focus, something like that.
Great.
Yeah, it's just like rises up from the back. Start with TNA. Because last week we talked about who would be the person that they could probably put in to a position to kind of square off with Mike Santana. And I had mentioned Eric Young. Turns out I was right. And they're going to go in that direction, Matt. But another thing also happened that was very interesting is that Steve Maclin is coming back. Steve Maclin is also returning. So it's it feels like we're starting to really get people in Mike Santana's way, which is what he's very much needed this title reign here. Are these the guys, though, that take the belt off of him? Is that the direction that we're going in right now? Or is this just ways to kind of build up more of these bad guys some more for TNA?
I don't know. I don't know. I talked about this before. I want more stories for Mike. We've been without a strong story for Mike for a little bit now. And that's what we talk about here. I think he does really well in those. He's going to have great matches I think, Steve, thank God he's back. I think he's going to be awesome. We're going to get that match we were supposed to have at Sacrifice. For sure. We did tape that as part of this recent batch, and let me tell you, do not miss it. That match is awesome.
Yeah, you had a lot to say about how good that one was. So
yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Do not miss that. But that's it. And then after that, we're gonna get the match with Eric Young down the line. And but I want we're kind of tying up these ends. He had the match with Rich Swann. Then we had this battle royal. We're going to tie up this thing with Steve. This thing with Eric, I don't think feels like Slammiversary build. I feel like this is probably just going to be another match on Impact. I want more stories for our world champion. I want something he can sink his teeth deep into.
Yeah.
That's not just, random number one contender named. That's what I mean. I'm just a sucker for narratives. I think it's going to be.
No, I
EY
agree.
Is one of those guys, though. To your point, he is a plug and play MFer if there ever was one. I mean, he can be. You can take him legitimately as a former world champion. He's a crazy maniac heel right now, so you're going to get some maybe wild, violent stuff if you want it. And he can always anchor a program, anchor a match, and he's always good, and he's in freakishly good shape. And his voice is cool. So he's the total package. He's awesome.
I could be using this phrasing wrong here, but EY reminds me a lot of Moxley, and they call Moxley the ace a lot. And I often feel that with EY just because he's a guy you put in any situation. Like you said, and there are very few people who can serve that role. I do think that if you wanted to inject a bit of chaos, Jake, into this, putting the belt on EY in a sudden episode of Impact wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't think so. You think so?
Yeah, we already did that. We did that with Santana before, where he just suddenly loses the title for a little bit and then gets it back. Like, why would we retread
That's fair.
a story that we hated earlier?
That's fair. Well, I was going more to the point where he was talking about Slammiversary not necessarily being where this goes for Eric Young. But you're right, though. That it was a thing that did happen. So it's like, do you really need to
I feel like Santana has been an observer in his own story. Recently, like he's
honestly, because he's been there as Daria and Santino are like bickering back and forth and stuff, and
he's not in a plot-driven story right now. He's in a character-driven story, but he's not the main character in his own story. It's Daria and it's Santino. That's what's driving everything right now. I mean, everything is just happening to Santana, the character. I feel like Mike's not doing anything as champion. Like he's not and I'm not saying that because I think I'm not saying that as it's his fault. He's not doing anything no, I think he's
the character of Mike Santana
is not doing anything. He's just waiting for shit to happen and then defending the title. So that's why it just feels like we're in this strange lull with Mike. I think because Maclin got hurt. I think that's the biggest. I think that was the biggest.
So then, does that
roadblock.
mean was Maclin supposed to win, and then that's the reason why
I don't know if he was supposed to win, but I
like,
think it was supposed to go on a little longer than it was. I never thought it was just going to be a one-off match.
Yeah, because the way it built was like these guys hate each other.
Then it just stopped.
Yeah,
but it just feels like Santana is reacting to things instead of I don't know.
To be fair, you're not wrong. And then one thing I will say, like they had Santana, we had him try to go out and especially after the match with Swann. Mm-hmm. Then he kind of came out and was like, "All right, let's do it. Like I'm not waiting around. I want my next contender. It's gonna be like he was gonna name them." And then that, to your point, the Daria Ray thing, she gave him we're gonna have this, and then. Just this last week, she announced, Steve's coming back. That's your next guy to kind of reinforce it. Like you don't get to pick, you don't get to choose. Talent doesn't make matches. But to your point, like that's especially.
But also, if Steve was coming back, why did I don't really feel like we needed necessarily a number one contender.
Yeah, I don't think you needed that battle royale. I actually think you could have done something maybe a little bit more substantive, like these are 4 wrestlers who are like right
or
now the most
Maclin
winning.
In it.
Or
if he was going to be coming back.
Well, Maclin, that would not be fair because Maclin has technically never got his.
Yeah, that part I
never got his match.
Sure.
I
Sure.
can excuse
He got
that
it
part.
taken away from him. Yeah,
Yeah,
medically.
that is or not
So-
even excuse. That is fact. Like 100%.
Yeah.
That is
So he should
like,
get his match
yeah.
regardless.
In our
But then
weird
if you
world
wanna
of
know-
wrestling, you know,
Yeah.
those rules do track. I feel,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I do agree with you, and I also will say, like, I felt like the battle royale was not the most like engaging. It felt very quick. It was like bam, 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 bam.
Very
We were
fast,
like, we were
yes.
flying through things, and I'm like, you know, you could have just done this like a triple threat
taking
or
taking
or a
whoever your
four-way
final four
match.
was,
And just
Yeah.
turn that into the number one contender. And
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think also too, like, I don't want to, I'm not trying to disparage. I just think that when I saw that battle royale and I was seeing the people coming out, I was like, well, that guy's not going to win. That guy's not going to win. That guy's not going to win. So it's like, I think if anything, it didn't help the roster. It just kind of highlighted how a lot of these guys aren't in a position to contend for a world title shot against Mike Santana. And the
You
people
didn't
who
think
are,
a 62-year-old man had a chance at winning a number one contender?
you know,
I
maybe
mean,
through wisdom alone, you know, maybe he'll get up there. I don't know. But yeah, and it's not like I'm not, I think that right now, what we're seeing is everyone's just developing, right? WWE had a massive shakeup with their roster, letting go a lot of people, and while that does suck, I think that does open up opportunities for a lot of people to like
created.
No. But I'm saying, like, for those individuals, right, who, for example, Fabian Eichner, who is now in TNA, like, this is a great freaking opportunity for him, because I'm going to keep it $150. That Giovanni, Da Vinci, whatever, that was garbage. That was ass. They set him up with an ass gimmick because it's like, why? Like, because he's European, he's got to be like essentially oiled up Andrew Tate. Like, it was so weird and just a bad gimmick. And then they just completely like abandoned him. So now he has an opportunity here to really show, like, hey, he's a good wrestler who can go in the ring, and like, given the opportunity, can actually do that. And TNA can be a great you know, melting pot for that. I think that's my hope and belief, because I'm a chronically optimistic person despite my pessimism about politics. But keeping it on TNA though, I also did want to highlight Xia Brookside, because I'm her and Laying Lee with their whole like back and forth, and look, this is what Lady Lee, as Santino says, this is why Lady Lee was missing in her first reign, was just substance. She was just constantly going back and forth with TNA or with NXT people, you know. But Xia Brookside is really hitting that. And yeah, I'm honestly also, Matt, I think I want to get your thoughts on this, because I was thinking about this. Like, I'm okay if her run isn't like super long. Actually, I'm kind of down if she's like gets a couple solid title defenses in, but then Xia Brookside does some bullshit to try and like either make her drop the belt or she wins the belt from her. Or do you think like she should have like a substantive run with the title in order to kind of like bring up the division?
I mean, it's like, it's tough because like I think her last run was a little like wobbly, let's put it that way.
Great matches.
Her first
Great
run,
matches.
good matches, but yeah, to your point, like, this is a weird like stat or way to look at it. Like, when was the last time a TNA talent dropped the Knockouts title to another TNA talent? I feel like it's been like a year, because it's been back. It's always when it switched, it was to NXT and then back to TNA, but then back to NXT, you know, with Ariana Grace, and then now it's back to TNA. So look, when's the last time it just went from TNA to TNA? So this could be a good opportunity. I mean, I think we've been looking for a way to elevate Xia Brookside for a while. She's been a great, I think she would agree with this assessment. Like, she kind of been in a support player role for a long time. She's been in a tag
super long
team.
time.
She was with Laying Lee kind of while they were in a tag team, and they never really went, you know, pushed heavy for the titles. She was then in her corner for her title matches and everything, which is playing into this story, which is good, which is great use of that. Of like, I'm not going to be kept on your sidelines anymore.
Yeah.
Especially they said we were supposed to be a team. We were best friends and all this stuff. But like, I keep getting left in the dust is the feeling it is. So that's a great, it's an age old story, but it works because there's truth to it.
And also this one I think was really good too, because there's that added bit that has never really been explored. Like, Xia was the translator for a long time. Like that's a different angle that you haven't really like seen explored all that much in wrestling or just in these storylines altogether. So like when she said like, I'm not going to translate any of this for you anymore. Like I love that because it's just so like, it's a douche thing to do, you know, she's obviously like trying to continue to build her and work on her English.
Damn it.
Exactly. It's so good. And it's like, it's obviously like really fucked up, but like it leans into the bad guy bit, Jake, you know, which is good. Do you put I guess the question finally, we will move on. Do you feel like there's ample opportunity here in the short term to maybe put the title on Xia Brooks' side, or do you think you could just continue to build her as like this angsty heel, and then eventually get to that title?
I kind of feel like, you know what? I wouldn't mind putting the title on her. I enjoy when a heel holds a title, and I think it would especially work for the Knockouts division right now, where I feel like we're looking for a standout. I feel like we're looking for someone
to step up, right?
Step up and be that person, like be
like Tony Storm was in AEW, or you know, like yeah,
and
or Jordan Grace in TNA. Funny enough,
exactly, you know? Yeah,
legit.
And I kind of think heel champions make people stand up more. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they heel champions bring something where it's like, okay, I want to see this person lose. And so if the person that they're feuding against can make you like, okay, yeah, I want to see her lose to that person. Like, I think that's what we're searching for, like within the Knockouts division. Yeah. I like Lady Lee, as you so eloquently put it. I like her a lot. And she is developing more and more. Her English is getting better. She's getting better and better on the mic. The crowd's responding to her more and more.
And her matches are awesome. Like she's so freaking good, dude. Yeah.
But I think that's why they both, I mean, they did kind of split her from Xia Brooks' side, but they're still together at the same time because they have such good chemistry. So I think this is a great, like, I think this is a great starting feud for the title because they just do have that existing chemistry, and it gives Xia a chance to establish herself more as a heel. So I think this is a really good feud starting out.
Yeah, it's a good direction.
Yeah, and I could see her dropping it. I could see her dropping it.
I think she's also good enough that she'll like, come on, she'll be a like multi-4-time, 5-time TNA Knockouts champion probably by the time.
2.
Yeah, she already has 2. You know what I mean? Like I do think she's gonna have, because she's like, you could tell too, very committed to TNA, very committed to like, you know, continuing to like push the division forward, good matches. Yeah. Like there's no reason why you don't just continue to invest in that while also building up the division. You guys are right on the money. But there was one final massive thing. I mean, well, the SACTOWN street fight was also insane.
Okay, the SACTOWN street fight was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I gotta say that match was nuts.
Yeah,
the reverse cutter onto the chairs setup was crazy.
Mm-hmm. The bump at the end of the outside is wild.
Oh god,
Casey's a wild man for taking that.
Yeah, Hannafin stole my line. Like there was a lot that happened.
Oh yeah, so wait,
I want to get.
Wait, how did that happen?
Right in the SACTOWN.
Right in the SACTOWN. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get him in the so when Casey set up the trash can in AJ's groin, and then ran around the bases, so to speak, and then drop kicked him just before he did a DDT. Yeah, Hannafin dropped in right in the SACTOWN.
That's so good.
And shout out.
I've never been so honored.
to Chris Carey,
Chris Carey was great too. Yeah,
he was great, dude. And I know, like, when we put it out there were a lot of people like, who is this guy? And you know, obviously he doesn't come from wrestling, but like he is a broadcaster for the A's. He's great grandson of Harry Carey. But like he was natural. He was such a big fan, and he like we told them, we're like, when they do that little baseball thought, we're like, we're just gonna sit back and let you do your
you
thing
do it.
however you want to do it. How you
Amazing.
would do it in a game.
Yeah.
And no, he did great. And he was such a good guy. And like that whole match was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. All around
done
was
so well.
It was great. Yeah.
Look, man, I'm gonna just come out and say it. AJ Francis is he's grown. He's done a lot. I remember the moveset's still largely the same, but it's the consistency that I've been enjoying from AJ Francis, where a lot of his matches have just been ridiculous, like wild bouts, and there's fun. And honestly, like, yeah, man, like the dude's got it. He's committed to it. I really hope to continue to see him build up. And also the way that Casey Navarro has really shined in all this as well is like, guys, like they're developing 2 stars here, like that are going to continue to carry the TNA brand. Like that's what they're doing right now. And it's exciting. I like seeing this. They're having fun with it. You can clearly tell. Like, they're doing crazy shit, and they're enjoying. These are 2 dudes who work together all the time, every single week for years, and now they get to do all these crazy-ass matches together and have this fun. I will say, though, the Chris Carey tie-in was random as hell, but I wasn't disappointed by it. I feel like even though... because, again, it was smart positioning. Whoever, like, produced the show and thought about it, it was smart, like to put that commentator and put him in a position that they can shine rather than like having them come out and cut a promo and like do something silly that. No. I thought it was just smart.
Well, the A's play in Sacramento now, so that's why.
Yes.
I
didn't know that.
He's the A's commentator.
I used to live 3 stops away from where the A's played in Alameda, or in when I lived out near Oakland. Yeah, so like I didn't know that they moved.
So it's a pit stop on the way to Vegas because they're going to be the Vegas A's.
Oh, they're going to Vegas.
So I think they're here for like 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 seasons.
That's crazy.
While they build the stadium. Yeah, people are pissed.
Oh wow. That is crazy. I've been so out of the loop when it came to meat sports. So like that, and that happened a while ago, right? Because I do remember the Vegas stuff, but I didn't know that it like went through. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think they got like 1 more. I think after next season, they'll be moving.
That's crazy. Depending on who you ask, man, it's a controversial one from what I'm seeing. But we got ourselves a new X Division champion. History was denied, as Leon Slater does not cross the threshold to break the record for the longest X Division title reign. Instead, he ties it, which is still an incredible achievement on of itself. And instead, it is Cedric Alexander who wins the title. Jake, this was shocking news. I couldn't believe my eyes, but I had mixed feelings, but I want to get your thoughts. How do you feel? What do you think about this?
A few things. First of all, what an incredible match.
Holy crap, what a match.
God. I mean, Impact in general, I tweeted this out last week, but Impact this week was great.
Fantastic,
it was a great
fucking TV.
Great episode of Impact.
Yeah.
And everything we talked about had almost everything to do with it. And this match was so good. It was so very, very good. I sometimes have a problem with 2 out of 3 falls matches because it's like
can be a little too predictable sometimes.
We're just going to the third. Like, let's just we're just going to the third pinfall. We all know that. Whatever. But man, did these guys keep it entertaining. There were so many near falls. There were so many moments where I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. Match is over. And it just was one of those, it was one of those matches where you're like, you know what? Like halfway through, you're like, I thought I cared who win this match.
Yeah.
I thought I cared who would win this match.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's how I felt at the end of Roman Jacob Fatu. I was like, honestly, I don't give a crap who wins this. I'm fine either way.
It's great.
It's gonna be. It's good. Yeah. You take me on the ride. Take me on the ride. Yeah. But unlike WWE, TNA's taking us on the freaking ride, man. They put the belt on Cedric, and I
and let me tell you, Cedric, I couldn't be happier, because that's the thing is, Leon Slater has been an incredible X Division champion. I mean, he has been for 300 days. He's put on banger matches. He's been terrific.
Cross promotions.
But so is Cedric.
Yep.
Cedric has been so good as of late too. And he cut a promo before the match that was pretty good. And he just, like, I don't know, man. I just was like, you know what? Yeah, give it to Ced.
Yeah.
Why not? Give it to Cedric.
You know what's funny? Like, that promo that he cut, I got weird Darby vibes on the inverse, because I was like, wait a minute, this is a promo of a guy who sounds like he's about to win this shit. And then he went out there and won it. And I was like, dude, we gotta clock this more often when it happens, because it's been happening. But it's been great, and I've really enjoyed it. I agree with all that.
The system is becoming more of a problem.
It's a behemoth. It's a behemoth. It's worse than it was before.
They are rebuilding to their former glory.
Yeah.
And so from that perspective, it makes it very interesting. But, like, I mean, dude, Ced's been, to me, has been a real highlight of the system.
Yeah.
And again, he's a guy who always has great matches, but man, like, that 2 out of 3 falls match was something special.
Yeah,
it really was. And it was such a good match.
I'm gonna give the way I looked at it, because the 2 out of 3 falls match, I do agree with you. In a lot of instances, you look at it and you're like, just get to the. Why would you do?
We're just going to the third. Yeah,
But in the instance of Leon Slater, a guy who hasn't been beaten, you kind of have to establish that he can be beaten. And I think the 2 out of 3 falls match established Cedric can beat him. So that was like that was the vibe, that was the feeling I got when I was like, oh, he, like, they yes, you know, like, you gotta like continue to dangle the carrot in front of the audience and make him think, but like they also, Cedric needed to like take a loss. It needed to have justification for this incredibly talented, strong competitor to lose this match. It turns out he gets beaten down, you know, over and over and over again. His body couldn't take it. You know, a couple lumbar checks in. You know, the guy who does a move that involves his back turns out can't do it anymore, right? Like, I think it was like really good storytelling, Matt. And also, good job. You guys nailed it. That was such a great match. You got everyone top to bottom. You guys must have felt so proud coming out of that one, because it was just like a good show, just good production and overall.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I mean, the point about the 2 out of 3 falls match is like, sure, same thing, you know, that's what 3 stages of hell is, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
We always know, but like we always talk about though, too, you know, at the end of the story, I know, I guess maybe I don't know who's going to live and who's going to die, but I know we're not going to end the book in chapter 1. Right.
Yeah.
So like, we know we're going to get to that 3rd fall, but it's how you take us on that tale. And for these two, it fit the story we've been telling leading up to this too, because Leon had always beat Cedric, I believe, on 2 different occasions in one-on-one X Division title matches since last summer. But since Cedric joined the system and stuff, he's pinned Leon now multiple times in tag matches. So it's like, it's that old one. I've beaten you. Yeah, but I've gotten pinfalls over you. So it's like back and forth. It's that squabbling, you know, the classic heel thing. Well, I pinned you. But it's like, all right, well then let's see who's going to get the most pins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's similar vibe when they lead to an Iron Man match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I've beaten you, you beaten me. Well, how many times can you beat me? Enough to count. And no, dude, this
How do you
was
feel
really, really good
about the history denied part, though?
So I will weigh in like this, because I think I understand a lot of where people come from of like, and people are going to use it for LOL TNA, but like, just give him the record. That said, I think I understand the point. I think it's 80 or 90 good with 10 to 20. I understand the bad. I wish they would have broken it pretty much solely for the reason I'll just say to get the previous record
Oh,
holder.
because it's fucking Austin Aries and that guy sucks. That's why.
Your words, not mine.
That dude's a bigot. No, I agree with that. I understand.
That is.
Yeah.
That's the kayfabe, the real life reason I wish we would have, because we're like, oh, right there, just move that one down the list, and we can just have this awesome, great representative holding the top one. That said, the rest of it I think is pretty damn good. I think great heat for Cedric, and it's a great resume builder for Cedric, who's been trying to drop it. So I beat the guy who was about to become the longest reigning champion ever. I stopped him in his tracks. That's good heat.
I stopped history.
And honestly, take a look. And I don't think we're gonna air it on TV, unfortunately. Go find on TNA socials. Leon cut a promo. Reacted. It's so he's so good at everything. It pisses me off. He just talks about like how dejected he is and how he let everybody down, and he feels like the little kid who lost his father. Like he went into his real life and telling this story. And so for Leon, I love this as an evolution of like, you got thrown down into there because he's been riding high for this last year, even leading up to the X title match with Moose where he won it, right? He was still killing the game. Like that first half of 2025, he was booked so strong because we knew where he was going. And so for the past year and a half, almost 2 years since he's been here, he has been rocking, and as he should. But this is a huge pitfall. And now we get to see this character, and I get to watch this performer who I've known as this. He's so good at evolving himself in little ways, because like he was the upstart young guy, and then he won the title, and he was that. But he upped his aggression. You watch him from when he won the title to as he started defending. He was like this little more aggressive, little more confident, up and coming young guy. He was establishing himself.
Oh, he was always around with the champion now, He's always
he was a little like not arrogant but a good level of cockiness because it was earned. Yeah. And so he evolved that. And now he's got his legs chopped out from underneath him, and we're going to have to see how he adapts to that. Does he take vengeance on Cedric? Does he go, all right, I got to reassess. Let me go for the world title. Do I find a tag partner and maybe rebuild myself as a tag team? Whatever it is. But I love that from a narrative character standpoint. So the record thing, I wish we could have had a new record holder for real life reasons, but narratively, I think it works in a lot of positive ways.
Yeah. I think that him tying it just shoves that guy further down the list, which is nice, because their records are meant to be broken.
He did technically.
He did technically,
but by about 90 minutes.
Yeah. That Storm is. I saw that.
It's like, well, if we're like, no, we'll just say
we're just sticking with the days. Damn it, we're not going to the minutes. No, but I think that like records are meant to be broken. One. It's a 300-day reign, which is doable for, I think, a couple more wrestlers within TNA. I think you can easily even do that with Cedric. You could have Cedric just do a long reign again, but I don't know if you necessarily should, but you could. And that was kind of my takeaway from it, was like he tied it. He also, Leon, like, I know that people want to be like, oh, he didn't make history, but like he did already. He's the youngest X Division champion of all time. Like, hey, he's the youngest reigning, tied for the longest reign. Like, 21 years old, his first title reign.
He's made a lot of history. He's made a lot of history.
What more do we want?
And by my math, he has a little under 6 years to be the youngest TNA world champion.
And he's definitely going to do that. So, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think everyone who's like mad is right to be mad, because especially I think Matt, you kind of hit the nail on the head on the reasons, especially because the certain individual has been trying to insert himself and you're just like, no one wants you around, bro. Just go away. Let's move on to some WWE, because the E got interesting. On Monday Night Raw. He got interesting. First, this is terrible. First, let's start with some SmackDown real quick.
I was sports entertained.
He was sports entertained. Okay. So let's start with SmackDown real fast, because Jake, we need one thing that we have established in WWE.
Do we have to start with SmackDown?
Well, I think it's good because it kind of ties to
Chronologically.
a theme of who is the real big bad of the WWE, right? Who is the actual bad guy? Who is the one that is orchestrating all the? I mean, yeah, but TKO has to have a proxy. TKO has to have a proxy. Who's their proxy? Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the TKO proxy. Yeah. Okay. And this guy is
wheeling and dealing.
He's just doing things. And apparently the people who were employed by TKO are powerless to stop the freaking contractor, Paul Heyman, from just doing whatever he wants. He just put Gunther on SmackDown, gave him a title shot. Why?
Paul Heyman is like Kingpin.
Yes.
He just
now I want to explore this though, because I know that like on the surface it feels like lazy storytelling, because it is, but I really do think that you could go with Daredevil having just ended and stuff. You could go with an angle where Paul Heyman is the Kingpin of WWE. Isn't that sounds at least somewhat compelling than whatever the hell the hell they're doing with, like, Paul Heyman just decided Gunther's on SmackDown now. Paul Heyman decided that Braun Breaker is going to be in a main event. Paul Heyman this, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what happened to Pearson and what's his face? Aldis. What happened to them? Feckless men.
That's what I'm saying.
They're basically Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. They're useless. Just absolutely useless.
They're just they just hold this position of power and just let everybody run amok with it. And Pierce is the worst.
Pierce is the worst. Pierce is the worst
of it.
There is no consistency. Okay?
Guys, he's stressed. Okay?
He's stressed out. He lost all of his hair. How much more can he lose? I think it's just, I'm not mad about Cody versus Gunther, because I think it's just going to be another fantastic matchup. And I kind of like this idea of, like, Gunther just wants gold. He's basically the dragon from The Hobbit who just wants to gobble up all he can, and he'll go wherever he can to get it. But I do wish, Jake, that there was just a little bit more thought put into how we got to these points here. But at this point, do you feel like it just makes sense to just put the world title on Gunther, just to kind of reset things, or do you keep Cody going for a little while? Because we got the match set up.
What do I do, or what will happen? Because those are two different.
All right, let's start with what will happen, and then let's go into what you will do.
Cody
rebook it, if you will.
Sure, Cody's going to stay the champion. I feel like I don't know. I mean,
it's the show name. No, I'm sorry.
Right. I look. I'm pro Gunther.
I'm pro Gunther.
I'm staunchly pro Gunther.
That's a shirt. That's a shirt. I'm pro gun. Yeah. Third.
Oh, it's amazing.
Guns don't kill people. Gunther kills people.
And then you have a little gif of him chopping someone with a comic book bang.
Yeah, it sounds like a gunshot when he chops people.
Dude, we're printing money.
We are literally doing your job for you, Trips. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
All right, go on, Jake.
I'm a pro Gunther advocate. That is what I am.
I am too, because he doesn't. Well, we do want Gunther control, at least to a certain degree, right?
No, let him loose.
Yeah. This has got off the rails. Because he really is that good, Jake. Like he provides so much to it. You could realistically just kind of move forward with him, and he hasn't won the WWE Championship yet, right? So like that is a good angle, right? I at the very least. So what will you do then? What would you do? What will you do?
Me, I'm putting the strap on Gunther.
There it is. Okay, yeah.
If it's me, I'm putting the title on Gunther. That is interesting. Cody is, to me, more entertaining when he's chasing. He just is. He's more entertaining when he's chasing. You want to see him conquer the mountain, right? Like, yeah, he does a great job staying at the top, and like you said, he's always putting everything into it. He's always given good matches, 100%. He always does a great job of building these matches on the
Yeah.
mic as well. But man, I don't know, a Gunther who, because let's face it, Gunther is not as he doesn't have as busy a schedule
Yeah.
as Cody does. So I don't know. Imagine a Darby-esque run with Gunther,
Yeah.
where
Where he could
Gunther's just like, sure, come fight me. I don't care. I'm just going to put you in the ground like I put everybody else in the ground.
And that's the problem I have
because
with
Gunther's a
WWE
machine.
titles. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they should do that. They should
Yeah.
they should have, like, the fact that both world titles
Because
are
if
not
Roman
defended
Reigns
as
is
often
going to be
as,
holding, if Roman Reigns is going to be holding the so-called workhorse world title, then the WWE Championship needs to become that.
yeah, I also
in
think
my
they
opinion.
abandoned that mindset.
I
ages
know
ago.
that they did too, but like one of them needs to
We
be
got to hold
that.
it accountable. We
Like-
got to hold them
Like
accountable.
this whole, but like this, just like, I want to see my champions fight. I
Yeah.
want to see my champions fight. And that's what I appreciate about Cody, is Cody's always willing to fight.
Yeah, it's true. Of all of them,
So I
yes.
do appreciate that.
Like, he just had a great match
from
with Ricky
him the most.
Saints. He had
Yeah.
you know, like a couple bangers. Like, so yeah, no, I mean, I agree, but I also agree that I think, Matt, I'm curious your perspective on this too, because you know, you have a show where your champions are oftentimes fighting, but recently Mike's kind of been a little bit more like, you know, floating around a little bit more, right? I don't think he's had a world title match on Impact in a minute, or right? He's been in a lot of tag teams.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Which, I mean, 3 weeks
Something
ago
like that, or whatever it
is a little bit of a time. But yeah, you're right. You're right. But anyway, I do want to get your thoughts on this. Like, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think like there is too much, or there isn't too many title defenses or too many matches from our world champs in WWE?
Generally speaking,
I was on the single for that part, and it was great.
Yeah.
Regret nothing.
Generally speaking, absolutely disagree with the idea that they need to be defended more. I think it's a
disgusting
world
creature.
title. If it look, you have other titles for a reason, by the way.
Yeah.
And like it's the age-old thing. If everything's special, nothing is special. And so like, and I'm not saying it should be only defended at the big four or anything like that. But I think generally speaking, outside of special circumstances, it's PLE or pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, should be, and people should be earning contenderships to it and stuff like that. Make a big deal out of getting a shot. It shouldn't just be, hey, it's the opening of SmackDown. Okay, you get a world title shot. Main event later tonight.
Or what if they were to do eliminators?
Extremely
though?
rarely that can be cool. What?
Yeah, eliminators though. Like, I feel like that's not AEW does them. WWE, I don't know. Theirs is like
Right.
number one.
So I mean,
forget what they call
WWE's
them.
had that for a long time already in an unofficial capacity. It was always, commentary always talked about it. You pin a standing champion, it's not official, but like you put yourself at the front of the line for a world, for a title shot. So yeah, I don't think they need to be defended very often. I don't think they should be defended very often unless there is a very special reason. Like the Darby Allin thing is an extenuating, that's a story of him running roughshod and like running himself into the ground. And he's going to pay for that. I think we're going to talk about that shortly, but that's a very specific reason to do title match after title match after title match. Generally speaking, no, I think they should be built up. I think they should have contenders built and build to big events. But I do agree. I want to see my champions fighting. I agree with your point and Jake's point about, and I think it generally probably works better with babyface champions who are just like, even if it's not a title match, I'll wrestle somebody, which gives somebody a chance to pin the champion and put themselves in conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw Royce Keys get in the conversation.
Yeah.
And like,
which I liked. I liked that he was like, screw it. If you're not going to sign that contract, then I will. Like,
by the way,
it was a great way to get him involved and to show like the kind of person that he is. I thought it was great.
Can we comment though that Gunther not signing the contract is the most millennial thing possible? Like, it's just so funny. Like, just pushing
You
on
just
a
procrastinated?
task, just procrastinating a task all the way until the last minute, until this
You think-
burly
you
man
think-
walks out and does it
You think
for you.
someone like Gunther is going to read a contract that he hasn't read first
It's true.
and hasn't run by
Or sign a
his
contract
team
he
of
hasn't read first. It's true.
lawyers?
It's true. He's a well-dressed man. You know, it makes
You
sense.
know?
But yeah, I really thought the Royce Keys bit was really good. And I think that's more or less, Matt, where me and Jake are coming from, where it's like, I don't disagree. I just, like, it does bother me that Roman hasn't done anything. Like, really. I don't know.
So like I
that
don't,
that part, I'm like at least something, like a tag match, like a triple threat, like something. You know?
I just like the idea.
or not
why
triple threat.
does it
Sorry,
have
like
to
6-man
be-
tag. Like I'll take something.
Why does it have to be a face? Why are faces the only ones that can have
Wrestle
an
all their
open
champions?
challenge?
I actually want to counter that
Yeah.
though, because MJF did that. MJF,
Sure.
the previous one that MJF just had, he was fighting a lot, but it was like set up in a way where it was like, these were the people that were like in line, so he had to like fight them, and then he would like travel out to like independent shows and fight those guys.
I just want to see a heel champion that's like Goro in Mortal Kombat, who's just like, come on, who wants it?
Yeah.
And maybe they're not seeking it out, but they're not afraid.
I think
They're
you
not
could do that with
afraid
Braun
to-
Breaker. I think if
You know,
you
like
really
something like I miss the monster heels who knew exactly who the hell they were and weren't scared of losing a title because
Yeah.
they don't
that's
believe
Gunther.
they will. And that's why
when
I
he's
want
champion.
Gunther. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
why
what I want.
I think all this to say, Gunther should be champion and probably
Yeah, I
will
would
win it.
not hate it.
I think that of all of the champions
shot.
right now, Cody is the most vulnerable. Just because, like, you know, had a defense at Mania, you know, has been champion for a little while now. He's been champion for a couple times here. Like, Gunther hasn't been WWE champ. You could actually go that route and start building a very competitive division around Gunther.
It's Clash in, not Clash in Austria. How close are we to the Alps?
I mean,
How close are we to the Austrian Alps?
is that what we're
That will determine the winner. Are we within 100 nautical miles of the Austrian Alps? Then Gunther will win at Clash in Italy.
Okay.
Somebody find this info for me.
Someone do the math.
I'm not doing it right. I'm not doing it right now.
We don't have the
If we
capability.
are 1 centimeter over.
Yeah,
He's losing.
he's losing. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
How
All right.
far is Italy from the Alps?
Well, not Italy. Italy connects to the Alps, but it's the
Is
city.
that what you
I'm-
asked?
He wants to know how far
No,
the
how
venue
far
is from the Alps.
venue?
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
venue from the
What's the
proximity?
Austrian Alps.
Proximity matters.
What is
While
I don't
Jake
even know where
looks
they
for
are.
that,
Turin, right?
one thing I do want to close out on SmackDown, then we move on to Monday Night Raw, was just that we need help in the women's division desperately. We haven't really talked about the women's division that much on SmackDown. And I'm just going to throw it out there. Put all the belts on Fatal Influence. Just put all the belts on them. Just reset everything. Just put all the belts. Everything. Just make them the bad guys. It's working with Tekla and the Triangle of Madness in AEW. There's no reason why you don't do it with them. At the very least, you get the Fatal Influence team, the women's tag titles. At the very least, you do that, because right now, Brie Bella and Paige, it's not working. It's like fun, but where we were coming out of from WrestleMania, where that Fatal 4-Way women's tag match, to where we are right now is just really disappointing, I guess, is just like the long and short of it. And I don't know, was it the fact that it was supposed to be Nikki and Brie, you know, because Nikki got hurt and then they, you know, I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, it just feels really disjointed. So that I'm curious what people think about the women's title situation on SmackDown. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know in the comments about all the stuff that we've talked about across our whole episode. Jake, how has the search for...
I just looked at it. It's about 600 to 800 kilometers from
So
Turin to
lost.
the Austrian
So
Alps.
he's losing.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
from in Alpi Arena, which is where it's taking place.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that going to make all the difference?
It appears the closest part of the Alps would be the Dolomites.
Oh.
But
is that in Austria? I'm not talking about the Swiss Alps here. I'm not talking about Jake. I feel like you don't even understand me sometimes. Like when I'm talking about which Alps I like, you're like, that's like you don't even pay attention.
Matthew,
do you care?
right on the border of Switzerland
borders.
and Austria.
Mhm.
Right there
Big
at the
border.
border, from that border where there are Alps, it is 387 kilometers,
That's still
or
not 100.
a 4 hour and 49-minute drive.
Although I will say though, that's a day trip, so it's quite accessible. So there could be a opportunity that Gunther goes, channels his energy, comes back, a little like Superman, like going to the sun.
Yeah,
he goes to the
Fortress
Alps.
of Solitude.
Well, 100 nautical miles is equivalent to 185 kilometers, so we're still way off, folks. I'm sorry, Gunther. You're going down.
You bum.
losing.
You're gonna lose.
You're taking the L.
You're trash. You're garbage. All right.
All hail.
There
All
you
hail
go.
Cody Rhodes. Okay.
By the way, did you see the promo picture that they released for it of
Cody?
Flash? Yeah, it's like I'm gonna see if I can
Where
find
he's
it.
doing like a Superman
that would be
landing?
sacrilegious.
It was like
Cody?
really, really sacrilegious and
Cody?
weird. It was like it was like a painting that he was like in. I don't know if I could find it. It was like one of those prominent the Sistine Chapel paintings or something like that. But they just put Cody in the middle of it while all this
Like a Renaissance painting?
Yeah, it was like, whoa, that is a leap. All right, well, let's move on to Monday Night Raw because oh my God. Just first, like, we'll get it out of the way. Brock Lesnar's back, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not like that crazy about Brock Lesnar as a person, and as a wrestler, I'm also not that crazy about him either because I feel like he's kind of a little bit one note in certain respects. But he is good when it comes to like just how he overall makes other people look, and he definitely shines in that regard. So it was nice. It was nice that when he went out at WrestleMania, Matt, it felt like we made a star. We made a moment. Obafemi did it. Like he conquered the Beast, and not just conquered him, he dominated him, and then it forced the Beast to retire. It felt poetic. It worked. It clearly wasn't what they had planned, and now Brock Lesnar is back. Yeah, man. What do you make of this? Because again, clearly this is not what they had planned. Clearly Brock Lesnar just retired himself or something like that because he put his boots in the middle of the ring. That's a big thing, right? So like, I don't know.
Well,
it was bizarre.
I'll tell you.
I'm confused as all get out. Why Brock Lesnar is retired? He's not coming back.
Well,
he's not coming back.
Well,
what do you mean? Brock Lesnar is retired.
He signed the what did it Pierce say? He filled the papers.
No, did you guys not hear? Do I need to bring up the Brock Lesnar is back? Brock Lesnar. That's what Paul Heyman said. He said Brock Lesnar.
I should have known.
Just has a contract here for a match in Clash.
Brock Lesnar, fourth of his name.
This new.
Yeah.
So no, all right. Obviously, I'm joking, but Paul Heyman did say that, and at first I thought they were going to go with the stupid thing of like I was just doing of like, oh sure, Brock did
changed
retire.
his name. Yeah,
but I changed his name, hot like Snidely Whiplash. But all the WWE promotables are just. I think it was a legit mistake. I think Paul Heyman slowly and accidentally said Brock Lesnar, and they were live and couldn't take it back because like even the tweet that says it is like Brock Lesnar is officially back. So like it's I was convinced. I'm like, are they really doing the fake name? Like he's reinstated gimmick.
And then also too,
what is retirement paperwork?
What is retirement paperwork? What is retirement paperwork? I am so
like,
sorry.
As if it's some official thing. Like, well, I signed the paper. You can't become unretired.
I'm glad I'm not
Showing
crazy
up to
on
work
this,
makes you unretired,
dude. Because I was watching Ups and Downs, and Simon said the same thing, and he was just like,
"Did he? Okay,
what is retirement paperwork? It's not you can just like." I thought that was such a great line though, because it just feeds into the absurdity of pro wrestling.
Yeah,
he is not yet drawing Social Security, so he is not technically retired.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, talk about just a weird situation. I mean, Brock's back. It seems like, continuing this conflict with Obafemi, and yeah, I mean, sure. Because look, here's the thing.
The New Day died for this.
The New Day died for this. Yeah,
right there in the ring. Right there,
because they probably had to throw a couple extra zeros.
100%. Right there in the ring is Kofi, is Austin Creed, is the Wyatt Six, is Kairi Sane, is the MFTs, is, you know what I mean? Like that's what we all just saw come into the ring last night.
And people will be like, "Oh, that's unfair," blah blah. But it's like, no, that's what happened though. Like, they told these wrestlers to take pay cuts. This is public info. This isn't like story stuff, but it's public info. And then they come back and they clearly had to pay this man to come back and do the things that they wanted him to do.
And so
and the story, like, I don't think there is a story because
that's what I'm saying. Because what are you going to do? Like you're going to one of two things is going to happen. You're going to do your bullshit 50-50 booking where he's got to win this one and then Oba can win the next one, which is going to completely take a dump on his momentum.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll take a dump on his momentum, but it will.
Yes, it will.
No, I think people like him enough that they're going to look past it, but I do think it doesn't help anything.
But then what was the fucking point?
No, that's the point, though. Like, again, I don't think Oba is going to get hurt. I just think that it's like, what is the point?
If he comes back and beats Oba, there was, and I don't give a shit if it is a 2 out of 3 and Oba ends up winning it. This was a fucking waste of time. Like I just don't think it doesn't do anybody any good, him coming back to what?
Yeah. And
like,
also,
what is the point?
Yeah, it hurts. So like, well, I get it. You're going to get squeeze more juice out of the fruit, right? And I said it in our Discord, which you should join in the conversation, folks. Down below, hit the links. Yeah, you're probably right. He probably takes this one, and then I'm going to guess we're going to get what people thought was going to happen. Maybe the rubber match at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, career on the line, blah, 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 which is, it'll be fine, and people will tune in to see that. But I agree. I mean, especially with the way it played out, we were all so hyped about the way it played out at Mania. I'm just like, perfect, short, sweet, dominant, and you make the beast go, if I can't hang, I'm out. What a perfectly tied up little bow of a story and a perfect time for Brock Lesnar to go away. I mean, he's been around for so long. He's been so dominant. And what a way to head out. That, like, impromptu or not, I'm like, what a great little bow on all of that. And you made somebody. To GB's point, this won't unmake Oba, but I think it muddies the story they told at Mania, which I thought was a really great, pretty short and self-contained story, and it muddies that, and it drags out something that didn't need to be dragged out.
Yeah, and it also tells me,
and it'll be even worse. It'll be even worse if they don't do a rubber match or Oba retires him, because like if they just go 50-50 and then like Gunther retires him in Minneapolis, it's even worse.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you're gonna do it, just stick with this and have this guy who you're putting in orbit, Brock's orbit, have him put him down for good. Eventually, at least.
Yeah.
The only positive out of the segment was that it took 4 F5s
and a pair of jeans.
Correct. To get Oba Femi to stop moving.
Yeah. No, I mean, and like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not going to be impacted as far as his momentum is concerned, just because he people love this man. Clearly, he's going to be okay. I think that what this does is that it shows a very obvious issue in WWE's planning, and in that they, firstly, like, we thought this company could make pivots happen and could like be creative with things. Turns out that's not true. Secondly, like, we thought that they were going to try and tell a little bit, tighter, just more consistent stories, right? Post 40, and then that didn't happen, right? Like, it feels just so like there's just no desire to respect the audience that like watches the stuff and follows it. And honestly, look, I'll keep it $150, and I don't mean this to be like disparaging to WWE fans, but like, a lot of WWE fans, when you read the discourse, they're not that compelled by these smaller narrative bits in the way that like a lot of other wrestlers, not saying all of them are, but like from what I've seen, and you could see it in the crowd and in the reactions, right? Like if I was there, I'd have been like, what the fuck is this? Why is he back? Right? Like I would have had that reaction. But look, everyone in the crowd was like, oh, like they were losing their shit because like the audience that is paying now to go see WWE is like hardcore dedicated audience. They're into this, right? And they like all the stuff. They clearly don't care about the narrative inconsistencies because they're shelling out thousands of dollars for these front row tickets. So yeah, I mean, like, you know, we're gonna get a good match out of it. It's gonna be fireworks and insanity, and it's gonna be like two big meaty men slapping meat. But yeah, I mean, it kind of just illustrates that WWE at this juncture, and it could change, but WWE at this juncture doesn't really seem to like care that much about stories. They just care about, and I guess it makes sense when you're a publicly traded company. Yeah, you just got to get as many butts through the door and sell as many tickets as possible, which I can't argue with that because it's just the nature of business in America.
Like you said, this may have been the story they wanted, which to be fair, again, if we didn't have the moment, if that was the audible that he called, if that didn't happen, this makes a lot more sense.
Yes, I agree with that too. Yeah,
and
which is why I'm mad that they couldn't pivot. You know,
he wants to get his win back, and so I mean, you can make this make sense of just like it's crummy and it's spread, but like you need to explain it other than just like Brock, he's back and I've got a contract. Just like no, like he went home, he sat with it. Give me some kind of vignette of him. I went home. I said, I tended my cows on my farm in Alberta or wherever there was. And I said, and it ate, and like, I went home, I flew home and I was satisfied with my career. And it ate at me. And it ate at me.
Yeah.
And it ate at me as I was alone in the fields or whatever. And I could not fucking stand it. I could not and I decided, hell effing no, I'm not going out.
That's
like
good.
That.
Give me that.
Even if they do that like next week after the fact. And again, it's not the best.
No, I'm okay with that after the fact. I'm okay with it. Yeah.
It's a way to try to make it make sense.
Give me justification.
And also, I'm going to throw it out there. Is there a world? Go ahead, Jake. Before I put this out there, I'm curious what you have to say there.
I'm just wondering if does Brock have the mic skills to convey that?
Yeah, if he hasn't.
That's my only thing. I mean,
if you have a WWE film crew stylized shot.
Yeah, sure. Something like that.
You get 90 seconds of dialogue out of him. You could.
I think you could do it.
And a lot of editing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw it out there. And you kind of just laid out the point, like they're not looking to do swerve or too much. But is there a world where round 2 is round 1 all over again?
And you know what?
Even shorter. And they go, we just wanted to get to blow your minds. 5 minutes. Oba, 1, 2, 3. Like
I don't hate
you're
that.
done for real.
I don't hate that.
Like, because I feel like to Jake's point, like I don't think to both of your points, I don't think it'll totally throw off his moment, like stop his momentum, but it would throw it off a little bit to have like a Brock comeback 50-50 win where it's like they're clearly happy with him running through people.
Yeah.
So like, why not? It would be wild to have him just run through Brock again and then just keep doing what he's doing on his way to
is your future
championship or whatever.
Oba is your future. Brock, 100%. As great as he is, has already done the things that Oba is going to do. So you don't need to continue to, like, Brock's not fighting for a title. He's not like in that picture anymore. He's just purely, like, he should be purely a guy who is being used to prop up this next generation because eventually beasts have to be slain. So, like, that's, it's the same way Oba, years from now, we'll be talking, destroyers must fall, rulers must fall, right? Like, the cycle just continues. It's pro wrestling. That's just the nature of the beast. So that's all I care about. If that's the nature of how Brock is being used, fantastic. But if, like you said, if it's 50-50 booking, and then we're just doing this ping pong back and forth bullshit, and then I don't know where they're pivoting to Gunther versus Brock to retire him at WrestleMania, or if they even, at a SummerSlam, and what I could realistically see them doing, and this is the thing that I'm not going to be too enthused by, but clock it because I think this is what's happening, is Brock's going to beat Oba at this next event, and then he's going to go after the title. he's going to try and go after Gunther's title, and then Gunther's going to retire him. You heard that? Gunther's going to retire Brock because Brock's going to try and go after his title, and it's going to be title versus career at SummerSlam, and that's how they're going to do it. I guarantee that that's the direction that they're going in, because, and then you probably have Oba like in a program with Cody or some bullshit. I don't know, but like that's just how it feels. It's a little disappointing, but
I send it back.
I don't disagree.
Just like all of it, it just feels very, and somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah. It's very much that.
That's how it feels.
But where they're not shitting the bed has been the Jacob Fatu storyline with Roman Reigns. I've really enjoyed it. It's been fun. But I gotta admit, the funniest thing is now when I'm in a job interview, right, and someone's like saying something to me, and or maybe I'm at work, not an interview, I'm at work and I do something wrong or whatever, and someone's like, GB, we're gonna have to let you go. I'm just gonna say tribal combat, and then that's gonna do it. That's gonna solve all the problems, because clearly when your career's about to be over, you shout tribal combat and you got yourself a job. You got yourself a main event, baby. So I loved it. I mean, let's dive into this, because there's.
Why didn't we yell that at G4?
We should have. I should have yelled that at Joe Marsh on the way out, and I would have had a great time. I guess my question is, does this feel rather samey, or are we liking how this has kind of built up? Is this like a tribal combat that's justified, or does it just feel like more Bloodline crap?
It feels like more Bloodline crap to me. I mean, they made the point of being like, Michael Cole even made the point of being like, there's only ever been 2 of these matches and Roman's won both of them. So why are we doing it again then? I mean, I don't know. I think
it's perfect.
It's a way to raise the stakes again, but like it's not going anywhere after this for either of them.
That's my fear too, but I think it's fitting. Is it Bloodline adjacent? Like, of course it freaking is, but like he was a part of a variation of the Bloodline faction,
a Bloodline variant.
I get it. And I want to say, did the both ones, they were who was it? It was Jay and Solo, right? For the tribal combat matches.
Yeah.
And was it, I feel like I could be wrong, was it Roman laying it out, the challenge out in both those? Is this the first time he's been challenged to it?
No, I don't
know. I'm pretty sure both. I think both times he was challenged to tribal combat, because so what I love, I just came to this realization as I'm like watching it. So WWE basically treats the Bloodline and the Samoans like the Wakandans of fucking WWE.
It's like trial by combat. Yeah. You have to accept. He's the Black Panther.
Okay, sure. Like, I guess that's just the way it works in this world. I don't hate it. I just think that the way it works is that the challenger, like Roman, has to accept it, so it usually comes from the challenger.
Oh no, it was Solo both times.
Solo challenged him to tribal combat?
Well, it was, the first one was SummerSlam 2023.
Oh, and then there was the Monday Night Raw
Netflix premiere.
Yeah. And he lost both of them.
Then clearly then it's even dumber. Tribal combat, losing it means nothing. You can just do it over and over again.
Yeah.
If you're obligated to accept the challenge of tribal combat, why wouldn't you just constantly challenge tribal combat?
Yeah, doesn't make sense when you scrutinize it under a lens. But it's wrestling, so
like, why doesn't it needs to come with the caveat of you can never challenge me again?
Because I do get it. It is like the old like medieval tribal thing where it's the idea is, if I beat you, if you challenge me and I win, you have to acknowledge me as your leader, kind of thing, right? You have to bow down to me. And then vice versa, I guess, it goes the other way around. You acknowledge me as your superior. Yeah. So like, I get it within this whole hierarchy thing, but there should be a thing of like, you come at the king, you best not miss, kind of thing. Or it's like, you make the challenge and you miss, you're done.
Yeah.
You will not be acknowledged, you will not be respected as the leader of this hierarchy we have within our culture, whatever it is. Yeah, so it is weird that the first two were the same dude.
It's
Yeah.
bizarre. It's bizarre.
A little bit.
And
That
it-
said, I'm a fan of the escalation of it. Again, I've been a fan of this feud, and
yes, I agree.
we said we would expand on it before. I don't think Jacob will win, but I think he has a higher chance than anybody has in the month and a half after Mania, and somebody wins a title, because we always talk about it. You win a title at Mania, those first 3-4 months at least, usually you're just lining up opponents and you're establishing your reign, right?
Yep. Line them up.
And especially when you're Roman Reigns. But I think Jacob Fatu has a higher chance than a lot of people have in the last number of years, just because it's been so wild, and he's gotten a lot of support.
Yeah.
And he gets great reactions. So, like, there's a small shot they go, screw it.
Well, and also too, like, Roman's already done the long title reign. You just don't have to revisit that again. Like, it's not necessary. It doesn't. Roman Reigns as a character on this show has reached a point where he is bigger than the belt to a certain extent, where he is just an attraction in of itself. People love going to shows and putting the ones up, and they enjoy his bits and even if he's not really doing all that much, they're still digging it. So it's like, he doesn't really need the title in order to be in this position.
Yeah, he's at that Cena level.
He has the title because clearly they wanted to get the belt off of CM Punk so that this way they could put Roman back on Monday Night Raw because they have a Netflix deal that they, are trying to up numbers for, and Roman Reigns equals views, and they're not entirely wrong in that regard. But I think one thing that they're learning here is that Jacob Fatu is also very quickly rising to that point. And is a good person to kind of strap the wagon to, I think. I think he's natural promo, engaging in the ring. He tells great stories. You believe him. I mean, the guy just has such a presence about him. You kind of would be silly not to at least take the risk, especially considering that, like, you kind of need to right now, because if this thing falls apart, right, Jacob Fatu loses, who's next? Realistically. Who's been in that orbit? No one. So what do you do?
Yeah.
I think what you do is you get Jacob Fatu to win the belt, and then you kind of go to the thing that we were talking about before. Comes out week in and week out, and he defends that title, and he just elevates the division around him. It's probably what you would do in this situation, I think. I don't know, Matt. What do you think?
Again, I fundamentally don't agree with the idea of defending the belt every week. I
agree with that, but I think for Jacob it works. For Jacob, it's very Darby-esque. You don't think so? Yeah, like the guy wants to prove himself all the time. Like
he just won the title.
He literally
he just won a title.
All gas, no brakes.
Yeah, like it's his whole thing.
Yeah, but like again, I don't.
You're saying all brakes, no gas. That's not. That's not.
I take issue with the idea of he's got to prove himself. He wants to prove he's the freaking world champion.
I don't disagree, but
I don't think he has to prove himself.
I'm not saying he. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
You just said he has to prove himself.
I'm talking from like the narrative when wrestlers come out and they talk about, I gotta like do this and be better and blah blah blah, and like Leon Slater's promo and all that. Like that's what I'm talking about. It's like the narrative shit. Yeah, he doesn't need to prove himself. He's fucking Jacob Fatu. You kidding me? I've been watching the guy for years in the independents cut it up and do these random ass moonsaults when he clearly has no business doing it. Dude is incredible. Right, so he's a god tier wrestler. He's sure, perfectly fine. But I'm talking from the character perspective and how they've been telling the character's story. I think that there is an argument to be made. Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
I do. I hate it. I hate it. One, I think
I hate it and I hate you.
No, because I'm so goddamn sick of the open challenge. It's so freaking annoying and it's so freaking lazy. And it rips narratives apart instead of building them, because you just throw out, what's a cool match this week? What's a cool match this week? What's a cool match this week? And nothing happens.
Yeah.
And like, while again, I think the Darby thing is a very unique circumstance.
And
I
also,
think
they've been
it's gonna
tying
pay
the
off
story in
Yep.
each and every week too, which has been really smart. Like even
Yeah.
with all the title
So
defenses,
the
it's still
story
connected.
is MJF with him and all this stuff. Like, but meanwhile, we're telling that other one. But to just come out and be like, I'm a fighting champion, and every week someone's getting a shot, I think it can be fun a little bit. But number one, over the last like 5-10 years, it's been done. I love John Cena, but ever since he did that god dang US title open challenge, as great as it was, everybody wanted to do like a US title or IC title or world title, like open challenge. Everybody wanted to start doing open challenges, and it's like it's overdone, it's overplayed.
I don't think he has to do an
needs-
open challenge. I just want to see a heel champion that isn't afraid.
Is Jacob the
Of
heel?
losing.
No, Jacob's the babyface, 100,000%.
I mean, because I was looking.
You think Jacob's the babyface in this story of Roman?
Is the heel.
Look at this. Look at this picture.
That ain't
He's
the
getting
that
Good
ain't
guys.
the-
Good guys don't do that. Good guys don't wrap up the dude around the rope and then
To be
viciously
fair-
beat the shit out of him.
They don't
Yes,
lock up an insane monster who won't stop harming everybody around him. What are you talking about?
So
of
in
course
Jake's
they
defense,
do.
we talked about that at the beginning of the feud. Remember, we talked a little about the dichotomy on Roman's show on Monday. Jacob got a little bit of booze or whatever, but then when Jacob would beat up the MFTs on SmackDown, he was the most over babyface on the show. So there's been a lot of like that. I hate saying this, but like that gray area character-wise with these two.
I
since the
just
beginning.
I just
nice,
think
though. I like
because
it.
of the reaction, I think because of the reaction that Roman elicits from the crowd, he's the babyface.
I can understand that too.
Yeah.
That's how
fair.
it feels to me because also
ooh.
talk about, but also because look at it from this perspective too. How dare you break out a Tongan death grip on a family member? That's not something that you.
And
do.
we all know that.
It's something that a fucking heel
Samoans
does.
follow their rules.
Wow, I mean,
So I will take umbrage. I take big time umbrage because we have this conversation all the time. And some people in the backstage, they think this is how it works, but I'm like, that's bad storytelling. The idea of like, well, the crowd popped for that guy, so he's our babyface. No, they are going to react how they react because sometimes that's why people cheer heels. It doesn't mean you all of a sudden make that heel go, I'm fighting for the city of New York. Like, no, you keep the same narrative. And the narrative is Roman Reigns is the antagonist in this
I
case.
think that's what's fun about this is I don't think that there is a pure there's not a pure baby face, there's not a pure heel.
Yeah.
They are both doing heelish things, they are both doing face-ish things. And each of them sees the other as the antagonist. I think that's what makes 100%. This interesting.
I just see it as like this bloodline reemergence. I think it's like, I know a lot of people are like, oh God, more bloodline, but I really, really hope they get creative with this because this is different, right? Like this isn't the bloodline. This is Roman and his cousins beating up Jacob Fatu because he's been assaulting them with the Tongan death grip. You know what I mean? And like, that was the catalyst of all this, but it is smelling like bloodline. And that is where I think it's really interesting because in LA Knight, I like the LA Knight bit when he came out and was like, bro, you guys, what the hell is this? You guys said you were done with that and you're right back where you started. It's give me more of that. Give me more of this, like questioning the not just the allegiance, but the morality of these characters who have time and time again said that they were done with this thing, but yet can't seem.
We talking about the Usos now?
The Usos, yeah, Usos and Roman. Yeah, they all said they were done with it, and now they can't seem to like help themselves. They keep going back and just fucking up their enemies.
Yeah, no, the Usos in particular.
I love it.
I do think they are having an identity crisis, and it's not. I don't know that it's good.
I don't know. I don't know if it's good.
It,
yeah.
If you can make a story out of it, of like really delving into that, like, what do you do? What is this? 2020 again? Like, are we stuck in?
Like, what's wrong with you guys? You know?
Yeah, 100%.
But
what I appreciate about the Jacob Fatu thing is, the old like, oh God, here we go with the bloodline again, is because it felt like for like 3 years in a row, it was members of the established faction was like, somebody stepped out of line, somebody's gonna step up to Roman, they hit him, whatever. You know, it was Jay, and then kind of Jimmy did, but then Jimmy didn't. Then it was Sammy came in, and then Sammy stepped to him, and Sammy got put down. And it was always people from within. At least Jacob and Roman were never in a team together, so he was on the other bloodline.
Yeah, it's a little
so
different.
It's a little different. It's a little bit more. It feels better to me than the like. Here we go, recycled 10 times over.
Yeah.
Like
and also too, I think like why I like this story a little bit more as well is that unlike those previous stories, right, where like they were all like in cahoots with one another, like just from Jacob Fatu as a wrestler, you know, and his story, like this is very a parallel to like his actual story in real life of him trying to get to this point and seemingly being stopped by the brick wall that was like the establishment of professional wrestling, not allowing him to be able to like have that breakthrough opportunity, and this is I think is a really representative of that story, which is why I do firmly think like he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win the title.
I think he could.
I don't think it's a bad idea. If anything, I think it just establishes more and more why is it that these three men needed to get together to take down this one feral beast, because it's they know like what's coming, right? And I'm gonna put it out there: the day that we get that Obafemi Jacob Fatu matchup, generations of families are gonna be fed. You know, like it's gonna be fireworks. I'm so excited for that. But let's move on because we don't have a lot of time. AEW, fellas, Double or Nothing is this week. What a build to this show, and what a roller coaster. We really didn't know what was gonna happen. Who would have thunk, Matt, that it would be MJF losing the title? That would be the build to the event that MJF is going to fight in, which is in his hometown of New York City. That he's coming into Double or Nothing as the challenger, when we were thinking the inverse was going to happen here. What do you think of this Double or Nothing build?
I think it's generally been pretty good. Like I've been saying it, repeating all episode about, you know, this Darby run, normally not something I'm very much into, but it is very, very extremely fitting for him as a character to throw caution literally to the wind and throw himself against the brick wall week in and week out. And we're seeing a lot of people who've gotten never had world title matches before get their first ever world title matches. I don't like a lot of these crazy extreme spots being thrown out just on weekly TV in matches with no build.
By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, there's been an escalation. Someone did a compilation video of like all the spots that Darby has done, and it has actually gotten more and more and more insane. So there actually has been a ramp up of insanity from match to match.
The irony is the first match still has the worst bump of them all.
Oh, the one onto the apron, right?
Ciampa to the outside from the turnbuckle. Air raid crash.
The air raid crash. That's
an insane, silly, stupid bump.
Yeah, that one was scary. Because
like it looks smaller because there's less like tables and all like the spectacle accoutrement, but like as a bump, that was the gnarliest one out of the whole run so far.
Yeah. Because of the neck thing, right? Because the head is the arms are wrapped around the neck, right? And like that could easily
there's that it could hurt you or it could actually cushion you, but there's no give, there's no hiding that one. It's just a thud. It's mat like
so
that.
So it's mostly how the bone hits the mat in that instance.
You just go, and it should knock every wind and rib loose. All these other things, they're way like even the German is into the ring where there's give. Yeah. The other spots had tables where the table breaks your fall. That's the funny that it's the table is the greatest gimmick in wrestling history. It's the devastating
Everyone thinks
table.
It's so devastating,
but breaks your fall. The whole point is it actually makes your fall better.
Who came up with that? And how do we we got to find out who came up with the table spot. And we really do need to thank them for just years of entertainment.
Yeah.
But go on, Matt.
Sorry, but that's it. So like it's been awesome. In that respect, again, I don't love it getting these crazy like pay-per-view level spots every week but if there's one place it's going to work, it's going to work here. I loved this past week the idea that they had with Darby passing out mid-match for a minute.
Yeah.
In his match with
I loved that. I thought
it was good
with Sammy, right?
Yeah, I thought that was good. It's like really
I don't
illustrating
like
what's
the
happening here.
execution. I don't
Okay.
like the execution. I love
Yeah.
the idea. I wish, because he had like 5 matches in a row where he's killing himself and kind of not putting it over week to week. Like he's just showing up and we're telling
Agreed.
that story, which is
I
great.
felt like this was the first time that we really saw the wear and tear.
I wish he would have like
him.
week 2 would have been a
Just
a small
something
limp.
little.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Week 3 here, like it shouldn't be 10 minutes.
Give me a
into
match
his
where he
7th
can't
match.
use. Give me a match where he can't use his arm.
Yeah,
Like something.
he needs to be walking into Double or Nothing half a corpse.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
this
just,
is what I wanted.
Not just painted like one. He needs to walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So,
I
really
agree.
liked the idea. I wish we would have seen smaller, subtle signs until because it kind of was out of nowhere almost. Whereas they tried to do like the Shawn Michaels pass out in the ring spot from like 1997 or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I will say though, I
wish he
appreciate.
would have like limped into the match a little bit.
I agree with all that.
Something.
I appreciate the difference. You know, I just appreciate them bringing that back. I appreciate the attempt. I guess is what I'm more or less like.
No,
but
again,
I
the story's
understand.
being told.
I think execution. If there's one thing that I've taken away from AEW, it's that they're not really afraid to like take a risk on like an idea or segment or a bit. Kind of like what we saw this weekend for the opening of Dynamite, because like I thought that was brilliant. The whole a bald guy walking around segment, MJF being paranoid about being bald,
really fun,
and then all the bald wrestlers just like looking at him like.
We do all hang out, by the way.
Yeah.
We do all hang out together.
We do. Even at
drinking
VCT.
from foam coffee cups, just at various spots in the parking
At VCT, all the balds hang out with each other too. Trust, it's a thing. Production,
as you should.
Okay, you know what? You silence. You're gonna join us soon, you rat bastard.
Disgusting, blessed bastard.
But I thought, and even though that was like comedic, it illustrated this. Like the stakes of this match and like what is on the line for this narcissistic, psychopath in MJF. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the risks that they are perfectly fine taking. And I guess, that does kind of lead to Double or Nothing and what we have coming up this week. We even before we get into that, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but Jake, I know you wanted to yap about it real quick here. We can save it for next week, but the unique venue bits, it does need to be illustrated. I just wanted, because I got to bring it up again, because we're talking about taking risks, and I feel like you just have to mention this. The Fairway to freaking Hell was one of my favorite things I've seen. Like I had a friend over, my friend Lorena, who does her makeup for VCT. She like comes through and stays with us sometimes for work, and she'll watch wrestling with me from time to time. And I put this on, and she was like, "Why are they at a golf course? What is happening? Why? Oh my God! Why is he getting thrown from there?" Like, and that was the reaction. And then she came back next time, and she was like, "That was really fun. I didn't expect to enjoy that as much as I did." And I really think it being in the golf course helped. And hearing her say that, a person who's not a fan of wrestling, I thought that was just really cool. So kudos to AEW. But Jake, I know you wanted to chat about this. Where would you like?
I just thought it would be fun discussion of like, if you like, what are locations that would be fun to
we should think about this and then come back next week with some ideas. So let's do this. Rebooked community, let us know where are some places you would like to see AEW, WWE, TNA, doesn't matter who, matches in general. Where would you like to see
a wrestling show?
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments, and we'll pick a couple of them for our question of the day, and then or our comment of the day, and then we'll talk about it next week. Because I am genuinely curious.
I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
I want a Falls Count Anywhere match at a Waffle House.
Dude, a Waffle House would be... It's insane that we haven't done anything at a Waffle House yet.
The Waffle House War. Yeah, it's a very special match.
It's insanity that we have gone to Atlanta this many times and no one has thought to just get a Waffle House endorsement.
I mean, Jake, to be fair, if you want that, you could just go to one at 1 a.m. on a Saturday.
That is true.
You will see a Falls Count Anywhere match.
That is
good
true.
chance.
I'm ready for it.
Matt, look, bring me in. Let me help produce for TNA a Waffle House War.
100%.
Like,
if Waffle House is willing to pay the sponsorship, I'll put you in touch with our
Dude,
sponsor person.
You know what's
right
crazy? You know what's crazy? Years ago, when
I bet they would do it. I bet Waffle
Bro,
House would.
there's
do it.
I hate
precedence.
themed matches like that or sponsored matches like that, but I would take that one.
There's precedence for
yeah.
this, fellas, because yours truly commentated the Cracker Barrel Clash years ago on AEW TV. So there's precedence.
That's right.
There's
the
precedence.
Cracker Barrel.
I had to commentate the Young Bucks. I forgot who it was. I think it was like
Which Cracker Barrel is just a Waffle House that finished high school. That's
Pretty
all
much.
Cracker Barrel.
pretty
really
much.
is.
Pretty much. But I will say though, Waffle House is I like Waffle House a little bit better though. You know,
I love Waffle House. Oh my god!
I've had Cracker Barrel like once or twice, but Waffle House is. If I had to pick, I always go Waffle House. So anyway, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Why you think it should be at a Waffle House? We love to hear from you. But let's move on real quick to Double or Nothing, because we were planning the show and then my dumbass didn't realize it's this weekend. Oh, so we got to talk about this. Because there is a lot of good matches on the card. We don't have to spend too much time on all the matches. Let me see if I could just pull this up here. Match card, there you are. Yeah, let's start first with some of the bigger ones here, because we got oh no, I can't seem to find it.
I think there's 4 big story matches.
Yeah, there are 4 big story matches, and then there's 4 just really good matches that are going to be like fun, and we'll give quick preds. We have this one, our women's championship matchup. This one had a story going into it, but Persephone got injured, and then there were a couple things that kind of sidelined it, so instead they just pivoted to this thing. I will say, though, Hikaru Shida has been great. I love this story of hers being like this untrustworthy. In English, she says all these nice things, but in Japanese, she's actually like a real asshole. It's really interesting. Don't think anything's going to come out of this, but you know, I expect at least some story progress between Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander. That I think is definitely going to be the case. So Tekla across the board. Tekla.
I'll take Tekla. Yeah.
Tekla. Yep. I think that's pretty easy. This one is, we have the launch of the Owen is going to be happening. And a couple of the matches have some story implications. Some of them don't. Our women's opening matchup doesn't really have story implications, but I am wondering, are we going to Willow 2 belts? Is that, you think that could be a possibility?
I don't think
Does
so.
the
I actually
Owen
think
belt
this is going
really
to be a
count
moment.
as a?
No. The winner gets a title shot. So
right.
I'm like TBS champions in it. I can't help but feel like there's you got to have that conversation. You know,
I think this is the moment to do something to go with Windsor. I think it is.
I kind of agree.
I think we've had a lot of great stuff with Willow. And she'll
Willow's doing
continue to
great.
shine as it. Yeah.
This
is a chance to build someone.
I wouldn't hate it. That actually would be kind of cool. All right. Well, we go to our first really good story matchup. Now, this one has been a slow building story, but we are finally getting it. Takeshita Okada for the International Championship.
Okada has got to chill on the eyeliner.
No,
I think that's
it's epic. I love it.
Looks so cool.
He looks like JD Vance.
Yeah, but JD Vance has the charisma of a lump of wood. This is Okada we're talking about here.
Okada's got a really nice couch too. He's got to dress up for it.
Yeah, and so he's got to be careful. So I don't really know. This is the first of their matches. I think you can get like 3 matches out of this. So I'm gonna say Okada wins through shiesty means. But Takeshita,
I don't know. I don't know if it's here, but I could absolutely see Okada winning due to interference from the Don Callis family.
Dude.
Yeah.
So this is where
I think eventually,
if it happens, this is probably the best opportunity for them to start really planting that seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'd be cool. Who'd be the one to do it? I could see it being like Lance Archer, like a lot of like the Stooges, that are like coming out.
or
No, don't say it. Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
No. I here's my fantasy booking because I think Jake has a really, really good point. And I agree with you, GB. I think this goes to All In, and I think it runs through Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Because especially both guys having a ton of New Japan history, it actually really fits the Forbidden Door theme.
It does.
That's great. Even though they're both AEW. So I think here you have Okada win with because we're not Continental Champion anymore, right? We're in international. So we can have interference again. Pick any number from the Don Callis family. Any member, whatever, any shenanigans, blah blah blah. Takesha raises hell. What the hell? Your guy can't, Don, what the hell is this BS or whatever? Like, oh no, I didn't sanction that. I didn't sanction that kind of thing. Whatever. You're right, Takesha. You're my guy. I'm sorry. Okada, we got to do this again or whatever. Forbidden Door, round 2. Right? Takesha's still in the Don Callis family, but it's real tenuous now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what the hell? We were having a great match. They went rogue. I don't know what it was, Takesha. Match 2, Don. Everybody banned from ringside except for Don Callis. Right? Don stays out there with them. And whether Don does the accidental wrench to Takeshita and ends up in Okada's hand kind of thing.
It's going to be the screwdriver.
Again.
It's going to be the screwdriver.
Beats him again. And then Takeshita, that's the official break. All hell is raised and works and eventually gets his real, make it a cage match at All In or whatever, so nobody can interfere or something like that, and he wins on the big stage. And then,
man,
that's the big break.
That's a good story. I like that.
It'd be really cool.
I do feel very compelled by the inevitable Don Callis betrayal too. Like, he did it.
Or you make
Kenny.
it blatant and he low blows to catch
That's true. But he did it to Kenny, right? So you have to assume that he's going to do it again. So, that's great. That's great. I like that. Good fantasy booking, Matt. We'll see if that one comes true. And if it does, oh boy. Another good matchup on the card is our tag team championship matchup. It's honestly a historic one. It's FTR versus Cope and Cage. It's going to be a great match. I'm excited for it. A lot of great story here. Good bad blood between them. I think Cope and Cage win.
You think it's
100% because there's the caveat that if they lose, they got to retire as a tag team, right?
Exactly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Cage and Cope win.
Yeah, and I think
this is the first ever tag team I quit match, right?
Oh yeah,
I've looked at
as far as I know.
When they made that stip, I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah,
that's a cool stipulation. I've never seen.
Because I wonder, is it tornado rules? Is it tornado tag?
And also,
there's no DQ.
Yeah.
What happens?
That's a good point.
What happens if could they get Stokely to do it? Stokely to be the one to quit?
So from what I remember them saying, and from what I'm just looking it up here, I think one member. So it's not like both. It's not like a tag team table match.
Only one member
has to say I quit and for the team. So you're always represented. So I don't think managers would count, but
you don't think managers would count in that situation? You don't think Stokely, if like they're threatening Stokely, and then Stokely just goes, I quit. Well, it'd be fucking hilarious.
They could threaten Stokely to make them quit.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And it might be funny if
FTR doesn't quit and they
go ahead. Yeah, they're like, go ahead. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
That would be. Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for this match.
He's going down into the top. I quit. Like right through a table.
Over under on New Day. Over under on New Day sighting. What do we think? Yes, no, maybe so.
Impossible.
Not yet.
Oh, is it clause? Contract?
Yeah,
clause?
90 days. 90 days.
Oh, 90 days. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
I think we determined
also time's
would
elusive
technically be possible.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think it's like early August they will be available.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for this one.
It's gonna be a great match, man. It's gonna be a great match. All right, we are back to the Owen for our first round of the men's. It'll be a recently, Will Ospreay? Oh yeah, it's gonna be Will Ospreay. But I will say the way that this story has built up to this point is just fucking good shit.
And you know what?
It's fantastic. I love this.
This is the perfect first match for Will Ospreay too.
Yes,
because he's gonna have to use what he's learned from the Death Riders to beat someone like Samoa Joe.
The Samoan submission machine is his literal moniker.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, this is man, it's so Will's gonna win.
Storytelling lead.
Will's gonna win,
of course.
But
I think he's gonna win the whole thing.
But it's gonna be
friends.
It's gonna be brutal.
Friends, we're on a collision course. I don't think you guys understand this, because while of course we're excited for that one, we're like, man, that's gonna be a great match, and we think, oh shit, that's gonna be a banger. Will's gonna win this. You know who's on the other side of the freaking bracket? Swerve mother effing Strickland, a man who is very much ready for a world title opportunity as well. Great story between him and Will. I think this is our final. I think it's Swerve Will in the finals.
That's our final. Yeah, Swerve
it's gonna be so good. But like, here's the thing.
I don't know. Could we see Will Ospreay versus Claudio somehow? That might actually be kind of interesting. I think you're right. I think it will be Swerve, but I think Claudio Castagnoli would be an interesting.
If it isn't,
that's a dark horse pick.
Yeah,
I think that's a good dark horse pick. If it wasn't, because I get the Death Rider tie-in as like the final test, right? You have to beat the people who have been training you, kind of thing. If it was Mox,
and have they taught you everything?
If it was, I feel like it would be better. Unfortunately for Claudio, he's just kind of been in the mix of the day. He hasn't really been standing out. So like from a star power and story standpoint, it doesn't really.
Well, let's see though, right? Because I could also see them finding ways to kind of like tie in Will's training, right? Because if Will beats Samoa Joe, then we gotta see like more development in this regard. And I think like something that should be stated here that is really dope is this is an anime story arc, and I love it. It's so good. It's like they took the whole like Goku got beaten down by Master Piccolo, and then he went off to go and train with Piccolo to become stronger, and it's just like so good. It's like it's just an anime
Bruce
arc,
Wayne
man.
Was it Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, Bruce Wayne, Ra's al Ghul. It's another one. It's another. It's like
League of Shadows.
It's a classic.
Out of the pit.
It's a classic arc, but like anime's done such a great job of like utilizing it over the years, right? The Sensei Mox, as we talked about, right? The Master and all that. But this has just been.
It's Karate Kid 3.
Ooh.
It's Karate Kid 3.
I love how all of our backgrounds kind of contribute to each one of these. Like me with the anime,
Russo
comics,
has joined Cobra Kai. He feels like he has to learn their ways. That's what it's
epic, man. It's so good. All right, moving on. We have a wildly fun matchup that it just is disaster, and that's all it is.
I just want to point this out real quick. Look at the potential matches that Will Ospreay would have to win
the
tournament. He must defeat Samoa Joe. He might have to go through the
national champion.
The national champion, Mark Davis, who is also a freaking behemoth.
And his friend, and the guy who also hurt him too.
Yes. And then look at the other side. He's going to have to fight either Swerve, Bandito, Claudio, or Brody King. Like, that's a murderer's road that he's going to have to go through.
Will has connections with a lot of people in this tournament, which is why, yes, this is the Will Ospreay Ascension Tour, and it is going to be awesome. We're in for a wild ride. There is one crazy matchup on this card that we are. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready. The Stadium Stampede. It is going to be just so big. The graphic doesn't even fit because of the way I cropped it. We have the Don Callis family, the Dogs, and the Demand.
TNA's Battle Royale had fewer people in it than
this
one match does.
Yeah, but it's Stadium Stampede, so it's going to be fun. I am wondering what. You're in New York, so they have to go out to the streets. I will be so angry if they don't make it out to the streets. Like I know exactly where they are too, so they could realistically like fuck around in that neighborhood. It's not that it's empty, but it's just like it's quite traversable. So like you could do a lot of stuff.
Because the Stadium Stampede in the past, they've always used like an empty football stadium, right? They used like the Jag Stadium the first time, and like
well, the last one they did was in a full arena.
Yeah, that was the
was it?
Was that War Games or was that Blood and Guts or was that Stadium Stampede?
Anarchy in the Arena.
Or Anarchy in the Arena is different from Stadium
That's what I'm
Stampede.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because Stadium Stampede is Jericho's match. That's the difference with this. But yeah, and it's usually like in an empty spot. I think though, if I had to wager a guess, then given where they are, because they're at Louis Armstrong, I think they're going to be next to USMT. They're going to be next to another venue. So you can actually like use that if they wanted to. There's a couple around there.
It's a hefty rental fee for two big ass buildings. I mean, it is
that part. Yeah, that part is very true. But I also know that there's been a lot of initiatives from our local government to get more events and stuff over there. So maybe that could also have been a additive to it.
Mom Donnie,
I hope Mom Donnie shows up. I actually hope Mom Donnie shows up. Real talk.
He's actually an AEW fan.
He's an AEW
he's
fan.
actually a wrestling fan.
Yeah. He's like a bona fide AEW fan. So I hope he shows up.
Somebody was saying the most because I think the show is sold out, but like the most recent like WrestleTix report was like, tickets available like 14,223. Tickets sold 14,222. Like tickets remaining 1, and everyone's like, save for the mayor.
Save for the mayor.
Tickets being reserved for the mayor. Yeah.
Save for the mayor.
He's going to be there.
Yeah, if he is, that'd be really cool. But either way, it's going to be a sick event.
What a pop he'll get too.
Oh, dude, he will have the pop of all pops. It will, because like that dude's approval rating in New York right now is about to hit the 70s.
I can't wait to see the news coverage of him also chanting "fuck ICE."
Yeah. I can't wait for the Fox News coverage when they call AEW a communist Marxist organization. It's gonna be great. Oh man. All right. Well, that takes us to our last match, and the match that truly we have all been waiting for. Because when Darby and MJF had their first match on Dynamite, it was one of those things where you're like, man, these two guys and their story deserve so much more than just Dynamite, right? But then, since that foolish thought that I've had, we have been taken on the cannonball run of all cannonball runs, and Darby Allin is going to defend this title. Whether or not he survives and makes it to that point, we'll see. But it's hair versus championship, and if MJF loses, he's got to shave his head. And he recently just went to Turkey and got some work done. So well, we assume Turkey. It could be Korea. He could have done it locally. For all we know, I don't freaking. Who am I to judge? Do what you want to do, right? It's your head. It's gender affirming care one way or another. But yeah, does MJF shave his head at the end of this, guys? I don't think so, but I would like to think so. I actually think it would be quite funny if he's like embarrassed in his home.
I don't think you make T-shirts for a bald MJF if you don't get a bald MJF.
Right, like the payoff feels like now at this point, if he doesn't go bald, it's almost a little disappointing because we've been fed this. We've been fed this.
I don't think he's going bald either.
And isn't the whole point of that surgery so that you can shave and it can naturally grow back? Isn't that the point of it?
No.
No, the point of it is so that you don't have to shave.
So you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I was like, I know people who've done it.
I'm messing around.
One of the Barstool Chicago guys lives in my neighborhood. They went to Turkey to do the turkey thing.
Yeah.
And they did it. And he's got a full head of hair now. He doesn't want to shave his head.
Yeah.
Hell no, he doesn't want to shave his head for summer. No. Yeah. He went all that way to get it done. So yeah.
Okay. I want to point out though that I think that there's something that I want to see happen, but I don't know if it is going to happen. I want Don Callis to get involved. I want Don Callis.
He's not involved enough in this damn show.
No, right. but it's the reason why is because you got to come up with a way to get like, all right, MJF has been losing his match. The last match he's lost, and the 2 matches he's lost is because his playbook is now kind of like figured out, right? Everyone knows exactly what MJF does. And MJF in recent weeks has been really like leaning on a lot of his tropes to try and like, get back in, whether it's insulting or whatever. And then last week he gave the diamond ring to Don Callis and was like, here, use this and stop him, right? Like, just use it. And it didn't work, obviously. And there's this sense of desperation, right? And while all that's been going on, there's been like this narrative undertone of Don Callis keeps helping out MJF, and some people in his orbit really don't like that. Andrade is one of them. And we know that there's this conflict between Andrade and MJF. as there was between Kyle Fletcher and MJF as well, when we saw that when he was they had that brief moment too. So that's why I feel like you have this situation where you have Don Callis, who all he cares about is gold. All he cares about is just like success and getting the best, right? Well, he helps MJF do that. And then MJF, in very typical fashion, just uses Don Callis for what he needs. But like Don Callis is out here thinking he's getting all this stuff for his team, you know? And then that can lead to, I think, the Konosuke Takeshita story that we were talking about as well, with him slowly being like, dude, you have abandoned what this was supposed to be about. And now, like, even though I don't even really think it was built on good grounds to begin with, but, you know, like, I think, like, that's where I think, because you could also just do, like, MJF just dismantles Darby and, like, you know, destroys him because Darby broke his body. But, I don't know, wouldn't it be fun to just kind of, like, have continue this, like, Don Callis MJF relationship that has clearly been budding for a couple of weeks now?
Sure, I just want to know where it's going. Like, I know there's going to be shenanigans.
Yeah.
I feel like, to beat Darby and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, the Don Callis stuff. Like, I get it. It feels a little convoluted.
No,
and
it's
like,
perfectly fair if it's convoluted. More just throwing the carrot out there.
Yeah. They sometimes address it, and they kind of. So like, there are threads there though that you could pull at. So like. And like I said, that makes sense for the shenanigans that may be required for this one.
Yeah.
But I just don't know where the payoff.
I'm just really curious how MJF wins this, you know? Like, yes, you could do like straight up match where he just does straight up pin, but I just feel like this whole build up and this whole story, you know, like requires something else at the end of this, rather than just like, oh, he wins, he's champion, let's move on, you know?
Yeah.
Like, feels like it's ripe for an opportunity here. I don't know, Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if the Don Callis family or Don Callis himself gets involved, then I think MJF's gonna have a pretty big debt to pay. I feel like he's gonna have to be facing every member of the Don Callis family for the championship if he ends up winning, which could also be another interesting,
because hey, or you even go another route where clearly Don is putting his bets into Okada, right? So maybe he doesn't try to like get MJF to join Don Callis family, but instead, like you said, Jay, he's like Mephisto type shit, where he's just like, listen here, buddy, I did this for you. Now you gotta pay, right? And he puts Okada in that way, you know, because I do think Okada's got to win this belt eventually. You know, he's Okada. He's got to win it, right? Like, he's got to win the world title. You don't think he's got to win the AEW World Championship?
I'm not convinced of that. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he could. I'm not denying that. To me, it's not like it. Well, yeah, it's not an inevitability. Let's put it that way.
No, I kind of look at it like Bryan Danielson. He didn't need to win the title. He clearly didn't want to win the title, right? But when they did put the belt on him at the end, right, it led to incredible matches, and it was like, you know, like when it finally did happen. You know, I think like it. That's kind of how I see it playing out. Like, you just want him in the lineage, you know, to say like Okada was AEW World Champion. Just the same way you wanted Bryan to just be AEW World Champion. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but either way, I'm so excited.
It's a fair, yeah. It's a fair. I don't see it as a surefire.
Yeah,
but it probably will happen.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, we got to make a pred. So who we're saying is winning this? Who's winning? Oh, not this one. That one.
MJF.
You're taking MJF. Okay.
Yes, Maxwell. Yeah,
you know, as a New Yorker, I have to go with MJF. So I'm gonna give it to Max.
Then I'll take Darby because no one else is taking Darby.
I am very much compelled with Darby, but yeah, I hear that. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be fun, exciting stuff this weekend. This has been a long show, one of our longest, but I'm not complaining because honestly, we've had some great chats. But as always, let's go ahead and wrap things up nicely with the greatest segment of all time. It is a Rebooked 24/7 Champion of the Week. This is, of course, where we talk about the person, place, thing that brought us most joy in the world of wrestling and beyond. Doesn't really matter what it is, just something you like this week. I'll go first because mine is like super simple. I cleaned my office. and it's been great. I finally cleaned my office. I feel like a human. It's like I've been wanting to like produce and make more things. It's just really hard to like do it when your space is just like covered with stuff and boxes and cables and all sorts of crap. So finally organized some stuff and I feel good. So people, do yourself a solid. Get out there, clean your stuff up. Okay, you'll feel good about it at the end. All right, who wants to go next?
Oh, that literally was it. Oh, I thought you like found something while you were cleaning up and you were
No, that was it. I cleaned. I was so happy.
Look
how clean this place is, man. Look, it's spotless. It's gorgeous.
Very clean.
It's gorgeous. I even folded the sheets.
It won't be like that next week.
I folded the sheets. You see that shit? I don't fold anything. That's crazy. That's all I got. As you can tell, I put a lot of thought into this. Matt, what about for you? Or Jake, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So this will be Wednesday when you're all hearing this. But as we're recording this today, it is a celebration of two things, I guess.
Ooh.
But I was mainly celebrating the one thing. One, it is May 19th as we record this. So as much as we don't like the man he is in real life, shout out to Kane and celebrate your May 19th however you want. But also May 19th happens to be the birthday of one Thomas Delano Hannafin. And,
please tell me is that his middle name?
It might be. I don't know.
Yes, no. You got to introduce him as that every time. It's so good. Thomas Delano Hannafin.
Thomas Hannafin.
Oh, it's his birthday today.
It's his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday, bud.
I never did anything for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's
award
it.
in wrestling.
That's it, dude.
Right.
And you could still lose. Jake, what is your...
Well, I'm sorry, Tom, but here comes a run-in from Stephen Colbert. He is my 24/7 champion nominee because as you listen to this, tomorrow night, Thursday, is Stephen Colbert's last show on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert on CBS.
Damn.
So I watched last week. He had Letterman on, and I love Letterman. I grew up watching Letterman with my dad. Like I love, and he did one of my favorite things he ever did. And Colbert had no idea he was doing it, which made it even better. Letterman just kind of stood up and started looking at the chairs like he was sitting on. Like he was like, oh, what is it? And he was like, hey, where's the stage hands? And he got them to come in. He was like, yeah, guys, right here. And he took the chairs. He had the stage hands take the chairs and Colbert's chair he had behind the desk. And they took them up to throw them off the roof of the Ed Sullivan Theater.
It's amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was
they used to throw TVs and stuff off there,
they used to throw all kinds of shit off of there. Yeah. And so after they threw those, Letterman was like, we got watermelons here too. Let's grab a watermelon. So they started throwing watermelons off the roof. Man. It was amazing. And they threw it onto a big CBS logo.
Nice.
Down at the bottom so they could break it. And
nice.
Anyway, Colbert's show going off the air is bullshit, and there's no other way to put it. And so Stephen Colbert, he's my 24/7 champ for this week. Whatever you do after TNA Impact, after you watch that live on Thursday, be sure to watch Colbert's last show on Thursday as well.
Same. Yeah, I agree with that. You know what? Let's be nice. Let's give it to both. Let's give it to Stephen Colbert for his last show and Hannafin for his birthday today.
No. Tom's gonna earn his shit.
Tom Hannafin.
Hey, look, your birthday's every year. This tragic ending.
All right, well, Stephen Colbert, congratulations, you win.
Right.
No. Tom, happy birthday, buddy. Hope you have a great time. And also, you guys have a lot of great Impact shows coming up that you guys recorded. I think this week's going to be pretty hot. It's going to be good. So excited. Yeah. Good times ahead. Happy birthday, Hannafin. Check out Colbert. That's going to do it for us. Guys, it's been a long episode, but hopefully everyone enjoyed it. I thought just great conversations across the board, and so much to sink our teeth into. And it's been nice to really dive into TNA this week. I feel like we haven't really had much opportunities to do that.
Yeah,
so it's nice that we spent a significant amount of time on TNA, and I'm very happy about that. So big thank you to everyone who tuned in. Seriously, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much for supporting this thing that we do. If you want to keep up with what we do, make sure you check out the description box down below on YouTube. If you're listening to this across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you decide to listen to your podcast, you can go ahead, leave us a review, like the episode, and you can check us out at rebookedpod.com. There you can find links for everything, including our Discord, if you want to be a part of a fun community that loves yapping about pro wrestling storylines. Fellas, pleasure as always. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.